Hey guys, Ron here, and welcome back to the series where I create Pokemon based on the things I see in the real world. For the first bunch of episodes, I went out for walks, on trips to museums, and even the zoo to find inspiration for the Pokemon I created. Most of the recent episodes of this series have been indoors considering the state of the world, but back in May, literally 2 weeks after I got my second dose, I went to the Museum of Natural History and decided to create Pokemon from the exhibits that I saw. As you know, I'll be making Pokemon for my very own region, Asone. Follow this Asone Region playlist I made to catch up on all the Pokemon I made for this region. We're nearly done with making the Pokedex, but I have 2 families left. I want to find inspiration for an electric fire-type family of Pokemon, and an ice-type family since Asone lacks some original ice types. There's enough footage for multiple videos, so leave a like to let me know that I should make more Pokemon from what I saw at the museum. Let's begin. We're starting back at the beginning of history. Perhaps a Pokemon based on cave paintings isn't a bad idea. I'll keep that in mind even if I don't do that in this video, as well as these buffalo statues. A ground rock buffalo. Gibbons are cool. We don't have any gibbon Pokemon. We may encounter too many cool animals in this video, like these wild dogs attacking a sandbar. Sandbar? I saw some Ainu, the traditional culture of northern Japan, Kyushu. This is basically what the people of Legends Arceus are based on. Maybe these Tibetan black hat dance masks could inspire a Pokemon? A mouse lemur is incredibly cute, although I want something more powerful to base our electric fire type on. Ring-tailed lemurs ain't bad, although this one's kinda ugly. Proboscis monkey! That needs to be a Pokemon, but I can't prioritize that. We just made a baboon Pokemon in creating new legendaries too, but a mandrill is not a bad idea. Chimpanzees are cool, but this animal looks kinda stupid. We don't have a turkey Pokemon, but I don't think I can make an electric or ice type based on a turkey. Snake birds? These need to be a Pokemon, but maybe it would look too similar to Archeops. We already have a bald eagle Pokemon, and we just got a Cormorant in the form of Cramorant. More wild dogs looking at the sunset. We made regional Mightyena, here's a Lucario, but vultures are a candidate. These would have some cool patterns as a Pokemon. This man's eyeing the fruit. We made an ostrich Pokemon for Asone already. And look at these babies though. We already have a wild boar Pokemon in Asone as well. Cheetahs though. We don't have a cheetah Pokemon and they would work as electric fire types. They're top candidates right now. These chimps actually look super alive. We've made an antelope Pokemon for Asone, and an Eye would be interesting with its long fingers, but slow Lorises are super underrated. In fact, how about I make a fast Loris? An electric fire type slow Loris that starts out shy and slow like real slow Lorises. It's based on batteries, and in the end it'll become this super fast and energetic monster Loris. They're known to have toxic bites because they lick the toxic glands located in their armpits, so let's tie that in somehow. I'm starting out with a potato shape because I want it to look like a battery. Big eyes and a nervous mouth that I will slowly tone down over the course of the process. I want to make it spiky, both because it's all staticky like a taser, but also because baby slow Lorises are pretty spiky. But I still need it to look somewhat like a recognizable slow Loris, so it's going to be tough. I'm separating the top and bottom like a battery, but now it also looks like it's wearing a diaper. Finalizing these big peepers that slow Lorises are known for. The arms and legs are going to be underdeveloped. It just sticks onto things with static, and I'll be refining it for another hour. I'm gonna overhaul the entire design multiple times. The pattern here isn't final. I want something to represent the cap or positive terminal on top of a battery, that little nub, so I'll probably just put some fur on its little head, but that isn't final right now. I finally settled for a teardrop-shaped snout pattern, and these electric patterns above the eyes. I gave it a little Thunderbolt-esque tuft of hair, and settled with a face the shape of a normal slow Loris, and only made its head and back spiky instead of its cheeks. And Thunderbolt tail? Why not? It's mid-jump. I colored it in these electric and fire type colors, but the final color scheme is completely different. Even the patterns are going to change to make it look more worried. The final design is more erratic looking, while this sketch is just generically cute and doesn't look like any specific animal. Say hi to Zapuny, the charge Pokemon. Zapuny is unable to hold on to the electricity stored in its body for too long. This is why Zapuny is always found grabbing onto something, slowly releasing its electricity. When threatened, it releases all of its energy in one big zap. It does this by either jumping onto its opponent and shocking them, or jumping up above its foe and releasing a bolt of electricity. In the wild, it can be found on the backs of its parents, giving them more energy to search for food. And Zapuny are incredibly shy, and will look down when stared at. They are physically slow, and it takes them a long time to make small movements, but using their electricity, they can hastily bounce around from place to place. They have the abilities Volt Absorb and Static, with the hidden ability Battery. While this was one of the hardest tiny Pokemon to make since I knew I wanted to make it battery-shaped, it still ended up cute. Let's make the evolved form. This was much easier to design for some reason, I guess because I could just make it look like a normal slow Loris, but standing and active. A dynamic pose, very primate-like, flame pattern snout now that it's a fire type, and classic slow Loris eye patterns. Then a flame pattern on the belly that also looks like a caveman's loincloth, almost like this Pokemon is a bit wild. A full-on lightning bolt tuft of hair, and some monkey feet. This is basically most of it. Now it's time to refine the dude. Adjusting proportions and finalizing the lines, it'll have some sharp chompers to bite you with its electrically charged mouth, tiger stripes to allude to its more wild side and the final evolution, and since slow lorises have toxic armpit glands, we'll highlight its powerful armpits with some patterns. Pretty self-explanatory color scheme. Check out Activolt, the Overload Pokemon, an electric fire type. It evolved from Zapuny at level 22. Activolt have learned to efficiently output their excess electricity by constantly moving their body. Sometimes they output so much electricity that they catch on fire. They release this fire from special ports on their armpits. They can even bite opponents with a mixture of fire and electricity. When they sleep, electricity builds up in their body until they naturally wake up when their armpits start to smoke. They can jump exceedingly high by letting out a jet of fire from their armpits. It's a cause of forest fires in Asone. They release energy faster than they can process their actions. They're physically unable to concentrate for too long because the energy inside them will begin to surge. Scientists believe that when this Pokemon learns how to route excess energy into its brain, it's a sign that this Pokemon is close to evolution. This Pokemon now has the abilities Volt Absorb, Flash Fire, and the hidden ability Electric Surge. I'm now fully confident in this concept, and I'm glad I was able to incorporate the Slowloris's deadly armpits in its design. It almost looks like a middle stage starter. Final Evo time. I want to give it an aerodynamic head, more streamlined and a pose that either shows that it's going fast or super agile. These slow Loris patterns will end up being literal flames. It's super fierce, then its pose will look like it's slashing at an opponent. Its fur is very staticky, so it spikes up in key places. I mean, the entire concept is there. It's just time to finalize the entire design. It takes some inspiration from Raiju, the Japanese lightning god that can take on many shapes. Tiger is very common, like Raikou, but it's still a primate, so primate feet. I'll make the red on its body more passionate and darker than its prevos. And behold, Lorisurge, the Overload Pokemon. It evolves from Activolt at level 38. Lorisurge is able to control the maximum output of energy to every part of its body. It can even route extra processing power to its brain, allowing it to think as quickly as it acts. The fur on its face is constantly on fire. Its head attracts electricity, allowing it to collect more energy. It searches for high-calorie meals. Its favorite fruits are the sweetest berries it can find. It converts the food it consumes into heat. It can break boulders by amplifying the strength of its arms, and they are extremely flexible. They will communicate with each other by leaving charred marks around their habitats. They have the ability to see heat, allowing them to see at night and over long distances. They're very proud Pokemon that will never show any weakness or inferiority. They have a signature move called Burning Thunder, a 90 base power special move with a 10% chance of burning the opponent. Its shiny is very appealing to me. I want to use that instead of the normal form. I truly am proud of this Pokemon. It looks like a starter, and while the tiger-like elements were intentional to make it look like Raiju, I hope you can still see its primate origins. It's supposed to be the opposite of a slow Loris, while still being one. It deserves to be the first electric fire type that isn't Rotom. Now we're back on the hunt. I wanted to show you guys some Middle Eastern locations that did end up inspiring locations in Asone. There will be some Bedouin tents in a specific Asonian desert, Yemenite houses in southern Asone, some hints of Armenian culture, some specific Muslim clothing has inspired Pokemon I've made, like these coins inspiring the look of Vividus, the great Pokemon I made. Isfahan in Iran has an Asonian counterpart, as well as Alexandria, where my grandmother is from. There will be a library and lighthouse there, and the location of the 8th gym leader is based on Babylon. But now we gotta find our inspiration for an ice type, so off to the northern animals. Caribou wouldn't be bad, although a reindeer-esque regional form of Stantler would be appropriate in a separate video. A possum ain't bad, although I wouldn't make them ice type. We already have an ice type Luxray like this Lynx, and armadillo Pokemon may be something I want to make in the near future. Mountain goats are literally cool, but I already made a mountainous goat Pokemon in Asone. But musk oxen aren't bad. I'd want one. Moose would be cooler, but it would be cliche to make a moose Pokemon with ice antlers. I've seen countless Fakemon like that. And bison are awesome, shout out to Appa, but Boufflant is already one design-wise, so let's make an ice-type musk ox. They actually aren't oxen, but closer to goats, so you can't say I'm making two cow Pokemon in my region. I'll combine them with the traditional Slavic clothing, since they have a very thick coat. So baby musk oxen are incredibly fluffy and uniform. You can barely see their shape. It's just all fur, so just a pile of hair and some legs for now. The face will be a bit more exposed, so I'm trying to find the right place to separate the body hair and face. I decided to give him a nice little head covered in ice with fur around it like an Ushanka or traditional Russian hat, while the bottom of the fur will be slightly inspired by the tassels of saddles and traditional Slavic clothing, more saddle-like patterns and various decorative patterns to make it look traditional, snow-like hide with the reds of traditional clothing. And here is Calfrost, The insulated Pokemon, I know I spelled insulated wrong by the way, Calfrost, travel in herds. They cover their colorful spots in snow when traveling as to not be detected by prey. But once they camp for the day, they immediately shake off the snow and begin their festivities. They're very proud of their hides. The more colorful and intricate their patterns, the more popular they become. Every night they gather to eat and play games. This makes them oblivious to the sub-zero temperatures they live in. Their heads are covered in rock-hard ice. They use this as protection and as a means of attack. Using their glacial abilities, they can sharpen and harden their ice caps and even elongate them into sharp ice swords. Their fur is dense and soft. It traps in so much heat that no temperature in Asone is too low for them. Their perpetually frozen caps keep them cool when temperatures are above average. They are exceptionally friendly and love to travel alongside humans. They have the abilities Sap Sipper, Snow Cloak, and the hidden ability Soundproof. Their shiny is more akin to the color scheme of traditional clothes. I love this Pokemon. They're incredibly cute without being tiny and round. It's just a Pokemon you'd love to be around. Time for the final evolution. We're making a male and female version with slightly smaller horns and beard, but first the male with horns made of ice. I started with a tiny beard, like this, and followed up with the top of the hump looking like a winter hat. His hide basically looks like he's draped in layers of quilts and saddles. He has a band of fur that divides his upper half and lower body, almost like the belt a traditional Slavic man would wear. Exposed legs and patterns, just tightening up the body and making it look more cohesive. Same color scheme as the Prevo. As for the female, rounder eyes, smaller horn, and lack of beard will suffice since female Mux Oxen don't look too different. The eye horns also look like the hair that a woman in the 60s might wear, a bouffant flip. Very trendy while still being part of an older generation, like the entire family's aesthetic. Here is Cryovibos, the insulated Pokemon. These Pokemon release cold air from their bodies to attract mates and find lost members of the herd. Their frozen horns and hump are used to battle. No predator can bite through its multi-layer hide. Humans have been using this Pokemon's fur for millennia. They shear the outer layer and it grows back within 24 hours. The males will defend the herd while the females feed the young. The milk of Cryovibos is miraculously sterile. It has been feeding humanity since northern Asone was first settled. Since ancient times, northern Asone's culture was centered around this Pokemon. They emulated this family in the food that they ate and the clothes that they dressed in. It has the abilities Thick Fat, Snow Cloak, and the hidden ability Soundproof. It looks powerful but approachable. I prioritize making the art of this Pokemon since the 6th gym leader of Asone has this Pokemon. You will see Asone's gym leaders next week, so make sure to subscribe to know when that comes out. Leave a like if you enjoyed and follow me on Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram where I post final artwork of the Pokemon I made. Check the description for the music I use, the t-shirts I made for you guys, and click the join button or become a patron to get cool rewards like seeing discounts on my merch, my Discord server, and seeing my videos days early. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye!